Hello everybody, welcome out to the stream. I'm Christopher Disciple Allen. This is some Challenger level solo queue, and I am excited to see the plays today, especially from Bigfatlp playing that groovy Zilean here on the blue team, otherwise known as Llamas, the mascot of the stream. We also have Blem on Lee Sin, probably going mid. I'm not too sure who's going bot though. Probably going to be Zilean. Just a little unsure because Bigfatlp is known as a mid laner, as well as a jungler. Void Boss going to be jungling that Evelyn with R0 playing Tryndamere. Going top lane, then finally X-Mexi, that AD carry Vayne. And the Llamas will be taken on by their nemesis, the evil versions of Llamas, the Alpacas. On the red team, we have Sia in the middle lane on LeBlanc. GG Jessica Young on AD carry, supported by Richie Rich on Morgana. Cloud9 will be jungling Kha'Zix. And finally, we have California Trolls up in the top lane. Teemo, he's going to be doing what Teemo does best. Nothing while invisible. Taking a look at these compositions and the lanes, I expect to see Sia going pretty aggressive early. If he's up against either Lee Sin or Zilean, he's going to have a good advantage. Against Lee Sin, he has the range advantage, which he can abuse pretty easily. This actually might be at Lee Sin bottom, so if that is in fact a Zilean mid, then the damage from LeBlanc should be able to win out the lane if he can land his ethereal chains and if he can get the silence combo on. Ooh, they've seen Blem coming here into the jungle. Cloud9 moves in, has a taste of fear as well. GG Jessica Young is there with the piercing light. They got the first blood. Sia picks it up with the distortion, and Cloud9 taking a lot of damage is still going to be able to assist in that first blood. Blem going in way too far. That's going to be a good advantage here for the Alpacas already. Void Boss starting at his red buff, then be able to move up through that jungle, go up to either the Wolves or the Wraiths to get enough experience to hit level 3 off of the red buff. R0, goodness, has to be careful up against California Trolls. California Trolls still has his flash. He could potentially go in. R0 should have his heal. This could be close. California Trolls just going to zone out Tryndamere completely from this minion wave and take a nice advantage up top. Now, Bigfatlp throwing down some early damage on the Sia. Bigfatlp on Zilean has really great harass with the bombs. However, Zilean is one of the squishier champions in the game and doesn't have a lot to survive. You can see there with the Sigil of Silence and the Distortion how much damage he takes. And although he can return some with the bomb, he has to be careful since he can't survive LeBlanc burst until he gets that ultimate. Once he gets his Chrono Shift, and is it Chrono Shift? I play enough Zilean that I should know. Ha, it is! Look how smart I am. So Chrono Shift will return him back to life with a good amount of health and mana, and it'll really prevent LeBlanc from being able to burst him down. Now, if they're alone in a 1 versus 1, LeBlanc might be able to wait around, then land a silence combo immediately. Oh, I'm going to interrupt myself. See Void Boss ganking the top lane. California Trolls falls so low, and the Hate Spike's going to be able to catch it, as well as the damage from the red buff. Now, that kill still wasn't worth the full 100% since we're not at 4 minutes into the game yet. But it's still looking pretty nice. So Cloud9 wants to return something, but can't quite get the kill on the Void Boss. He's just going to hold this lane, get some experience and farm while he waits for Teemo to return. Ooh, R0 goes into Cloud9, gets a nice crit and forces the flash out. Void Boss never quite went away. Jessica Young with the first assist has been able to abuse this lane pretty well. She? Probably going to be a girl. Call her a she. We'll see. Picking up the early potions is able to just go in a little bit more aggressively and win out in trades. That's something that Lucian is very powerful at against Vayne. Since he can push out a lane very well, he can harass effectively, and he just has a strong laning phase in general. Those are all things that Vayne can't do. Oh, a good Dark Binding landing onto X-Mexi, but Jessica Young taking a lot of damage from the support Lee Sin. The Flash Condemn not going to push Jessica Young back because of the Black Shield, but Jessica Young has almost no health left. Blem finds it with the Tempest. Richie Rich goes in onto X-Mexi, but could fall to the double kill. Blem flashes in, wants the auto attack, isn't going to be able to find it. Now Richie Rich searching for the Dark Binding, but not going to go in too far, especially seeing Void Boss here. He doesn't know he's there. He goes in with the attack speed, or with the movement speed, and the Ravage picking up the kill. And finding actually a third kill for Team Llamas. They're now 100 gold ahead. Part of that is because the early kills here for the Reds team weren't worth 100% since it's not worth the full amount until 4 minutes into the game. That's just to reduce some of the early game snowball potential that we can see from the cheeky invades or red potion starts. Sia finds the silence there on the Bigfatlp and throws on the Ignite as well. Cloud Nguyen comes in from behind to finish it off, but the bomb is enough to pick up Sia post-mortem. Bigfatlp returning a kill for a kill. Cloud Nguyen and Void Boss now in the fight of the century. Void Boss sticks around his minions so that the Cloud Nguyen doesn't get the isolation damage, and he turns it around for the win. That was so well played by Void Boss to not try and kite around aimlessly, but instead to run right to his own minions so that Kha'Zix would never get that increased damage from Taste Their Fear. Richie Rich is zoning out this bottom lane pretty effectively, especially now that Blem has gone back. Dark Binding almost landing. Vayne is one of the better candidates up against Dark Binding because the tumble is so spammable, and it can likely get you enough distance away. It'll just be a matter of if they can lock down Vayne and Tryndamere into the late game. Because this composition, ooh. Once again, my theory crafting may be slightly interrupted as California Trolls overextends to hell and back. Didn't have his trinket since he isn't level 9 yet. The trinket only has a 50% uptime, and so even through that, it's a Evelyn jungle, so Trinket Ward wouldn't have been able to spot him. Cloud Nguyen's coming in from behind, and Blem might be in danger. Zmexi as well. Can he get away from this one? No, he just tries to turn it around. The Dark Binding lands onto a minion. Richie Rich takes so much damage from the Ignite from the auto attacks. Blem tries to go in for the double kill. Oh my goodness, I'm shocked by the effectiveness of this Lee Sin support, going for the double Doran's Blade start. A 3-1-in-1 support Lee Sin. I would say this Lee Sin is about as much support as any Annie is. Oh, Cloud Nguyen takes way too much damage from the Tempest, but is able to jump away from the Sonic Wave. Sia's on the prowl. Let's see if he can get in there in time. Let's see if he can get in there in time even. Lee Sin going to try and stay in this bush, biding as much time as possible for Void Boss to join him. Oh, Sia goes in a little far. Void Boss is there, looking for the damage, but not able to find it quite yet. Sia popped into his passive and throwing down the Ethereal Chains, going to chains, keeping Void Boss in place long enough. A nice pickup there with Cloud Nguyen grabbing the eventual kill. That does leave a lot of room open in the mid lane for Bigfatlp. Oh, Dark Binding catching out Zmexi here. But it's not going to be enough, especially with Blem going in once again, but he goes in a bit too far. The Ignite is down and he falls. Richie Rich is still alive off of the backside. Sia has returned to the lane, but is low on health. Has to be really careful. Jessica Young is heading up the charge onto Zmexi and isn't going to be able to find it. The final tumble away will signify the escape. Now Bigfatlp going in for the major gank onto Teemo. He slows him down, throws down a bomb, and another one on top of that. California Trolls not going to live today. R0 finding the kill there. And it looks like California Trolls actually having a very rough time in the top lane. 0, 3, and 0. Not looking all too strong. All right, now Jessica Young popping over to this dragon here, and they should be able to take it without much of a contest at all. Void Boss just ran around behind, but Evelyn not the best at stealing a dragon. Of course, she can maybe run around the side, but a dragon or Baron steal is really best accomplished by someone with a gap closer, someone like a Jarvan, who can jump in, steal it, and flash right out. Evelyn really risks too much by running through there, and is, you know, it's definitely prey to crowd control as well. If Richie Rich were to land a Dark Binding or something before she got in the range, then it's just not too effective. So that is a lot of gold here for the Apalkas. Still a close game since the kill advantage is still there. Ooh, is still there for the llamas. I thought Sia might be going back in the Bigfatlp, but instead he's just opting for the farm right now. LeBlanc has a relatively rough time farming, and so to make up for that in a generally weak laning phase in general, LeBlanc is here picking up an Athens and Holy Grail. That'll give him the mana regen he needs to spam out his spells, as well as the cooldown reduction to keep up that distortion on the creep wave. Now LeBlanc can definitely get kills in the laning phase, but the process of clearing out minions, which is so essential for the early game, definitely has been one of LeBlanc's major weaknesses. Oh, Void Boss really looking for his opportunity to go in, and there's the Agony's Embrace. He flashes in, wants this kill on the Sia, but he's not able to find it. Sia's still alive. Cloud and Wind comes in for the double kill. Bigfatlp didn't expect that burst damage and didn't throw the Chrono Shift onto himself or his jungler. Blem tries to flash in and is able to get some major damage on the Richie Rich. The Ignite is down, and Zmexi finds the kill, moving in now with the silver-tipped bolts. Sonic Wave connects onto Jessica Young, but he doesn't want to follow up. He knows he would give up a kill, and it would just be the sacrifice of a kill for a kill, which he doesn't feel too strong about right now. The issue with the kill for a kill on Lee Sin is if you don't use that advantage really early, then you're just helping other champions who outscale you better to get into their late game a little bit quicker. There's Sia with the ultimate for the wave clear, and technically LeBlanc can use that on every wave to clear it out pretty effectively, but the issue is then your ultimate is down for any impending fight. However, he's still keeping up in farm rather well, just about a wave behind Bigfatlp, who has a very solid farming technique. Taking a look at the CS scores, they're all staying relatively low, but average, what we would consider average for the amount of fighting that's been going on. Ooh, Cloud Nguyen gets condemned back into the turret, but he misses the the Void Spikes. Is still able to get in there, and Cloud Nguyen able to find the kill. Void Boss moving up in the top lane once again. Blem comes in for the shutdown onto Kha'Zix. Grabbing the double buffs, he's going to be in a very, very strong position. He was looking for Jessica Young, but wasn't able to find her. Instead, just going to opt to clearing out once again. Richie Rich has to be careful as well, since that Dragon's Rage is almost back up on Blem. LeBlanc popping down a pink ward is now going to find Bigfatlp in the jungle, but missed the ethereal chains. Bigfatlp is doing some major damage with the bombs. Sia shifts back here and looks to escape unscathed. Oh, hops right back over the wall. Bigfatlp pops the Chrono Shield on himself, but now that's a cooldown blown. Oh, Sia, if he can get in here after the Chrono Shift goes, then that would be phenomenal pickup, but instead he's not going to be able to. Just go right back to farming up his lane. Bigfatlp staying around, using the health potions to try not to die. California Trolls caught up by the Agony's Embrace, throws down a mushroom, trying to get the escape. R0 actually is going to fall, so finally California Trolls picks up a kill. That might actually be a rough experience for him, since he just reset his gold count. He's now going to be worth 300 Gs once again, which means that he's now an even bigger target for R0, Void Boss, and even Bigfatlp to roam up and take him out. One thing that's nice about Teemo, and one of the reasons he's picked, is that even if he has a weak laning phase, like from what we saw at LCS on Cloud9, he lost the laning phase, but he was able to just throw down enough shrooms across the map, get his team enough presence, that they got enough of an advantage out of that they could they were fine with losing the laning phase. California Trolls has most certainly given up the laning phase, but he's going to be a good counter to Tryndamere throughout the game. He has the Blinding Dart to stop Tryndamere from his auto attacks, which are the almost sole source of his damage. He also has these shrooms as well, which will keep Tryndamere from bowling around these fights. A lot of the llama's mobility here is based on movement speed. You have Zilean with his speed up. You have Void Boss and Zmexi with theirs as well. Oh, Richie Rich throwing down the Soul Shackles, just trying to keep his AD carry alive. Oh, Culling comes across, but it'll be tanked up by Void Boss. Zmexi really wants Jessica Young here, tumbles in, and is not able to find it quite yet. Void Boss still hasn't grabbed the kill. Picking up with the hate spike, but staying under the turret for too long, giving the double kill up to Cloud Nguyen. Now a very fed Kha'Zix, and if there's any jungler that you want to be 7, 2, and 3, I would say it's Kha'Zix. The carry potential he can bring into a game is outstanding. Right now, he's going for the very aggressive AD build, a Spirit of the Elder Lizard, as well as a Brutalizer. This longsword could potentially be built into a Ravenous Hydra. That would be the most likely pickup, I would think, on a Kha'Zix. Ooh, R0 has to be careful now. He can't walk over California Trolls if there's an ally in the vicinity, since the potential slow and snare from Sia could stop him in his tracks. Oh, Dragon is up in 5 seconds. That's a solid timer from Cloud Nguyen, pinging it out and going to take it out just as it comes up. They're now working this down pretty brutally quick, and I don't think Blem's gonna be able to get in there. He misses the Sonic Wave, won't have it up, and Cloud Nguyen finds the Dragon. Void Boss caught in the jungle. by Sia, who now has to look to escape off the backside here. There's a bomb in his head, which appears to be finally goes off. Zmexi lands a good condemn. Blem looks to escape off the side with barely any health. Sia still alive. Cloud and Wind is actually going to be the first to fall there. There are so many low health bars, but no kills. This is a 5 versus 4 since Teemo is up in the top lane. Oh, Richie Rich taking some more auto attacks to the face. If they can get in there for his soul shackles, they might be able to turn this around, but Morgana has to be careful about surviving through it. Since a support Morgana can't get to the Zhonya's Hourglass nearly as fast as a mid laner, the soul shackles doesn't have as much effectiveness in a fight. Since Morgana has to remain alive for the entire duration for the stun to connect, Morgana isn't known as the most survivable champion, and as such, we'll see how many effective soul shackles we can get off. So far, it actually hasn't been that high, since, as we've seen, Blem has such enormous burst damage. Jessica Young taking a good amount of harass from Vayne. They're ultimately going to turn it around. Bigfatlp on low health doesn't have his chrono shift for about another minute. He can always spam out his ability that reduces cooldowns to get his chrono shift back up quicker. Oh, Zmexi going in for the 1 versus 2. The soul shackles not enough to stop him as he tumbles out of the range. Blem comes in from the side, and they're able to take it out. The support Lee Sin picking up the Sightstone, and then the Tiamat on top of that one. Cloud Nguyen has moved in. He's leaping in, but Zmexi escapes. Blem is able to use that Dragon's Rage to keep his AD carry alive. Cloud Nguyen tries to come in here, flashes in for the kill, has to taste their fear. Now it's support versus jungler. Cloud Nguyen has a good amount of damage. He has a good amount of jungler. Apparently, Sia finds a kill on the Void Boss as Cloud Nguyen plays that very well. He leaped into the bush so that he'd be out of vision range, so that Blem would have to walk into it and allow at least one free taste their fear, which was able to win him the fight in the end. Cloud Nguyen now clearly going for the Ravenous Hydra. Will give him a lot of burst damage as well as clear speed in the jungle and lanes, giving him a lot of potential to split push and to just roll through the jungle, continuing to farm up. He has 100 CS, almost the most in the game, second only to Bigfatlp. And although we're neck and neck on pretty much all of these carries and solo laners, 100 farm on a 9-3 Kha'Zix is absolutely frightening. He has the boots of mobility just so he can sprint around the map a little bit faster. And if he can get into more of these fights and sway the outcome like he has, they might be able to muscle out this lead. They have to be careful though, because like I tried to mention earlier, the late game here from the Llamas is a Vayne and Tryndamere late game supported by a Zilean, who has the chrono shift that can give them a second life. If they get a Guardian Angel, that'll be several lives. Oh, Sia certainly going to fall here to the bomb. Bigfatlp outplaying that in the mid lane, and now shoving out this mid, looking to pick up the turret actually, and he should be able to get it on the next minion wave. Unless the ops... Oh, he's going to tank it out himself. He just needs one more auto attack. That is A-okay. There is one turret going down for blue team. Can I see you? 2 turrets going down for blue team. A good push going to bring them up to within 1,500 gold, which isn't too much at this point. Maybe about half of an item, but no, not that meaningful. What's really going to matter is the positioning here in the fights. Like we're seeing Zmexi with a good chase. Richie Rich able to survive though, so they're defending 2 versus 4. Wow, they're all the reinforcements are in the back. Sia finally coming in here. Goes in with the distortion. Almost takes down Bigfatlp. He has the chrono shift. He wants to get hit here so that he can respawn with more health, but he won't be able to, which means that there's a prime target here for Cloud to win, grabbing a nice reset, and now it looks like the Alpacas are on the offensive. Void Boss snared up, but the low health bars on the Alpacas might prove different. Oh, Zmexi able to pick up a kill onto Cloud to win, and no one has found him yet. Oh, Jessica Young flashes in for the Ardent Blaze, but doesn't get the damage. Void Boss turns around and Jessica Young takes him out with the Ravage. That's a double kill for Lee Sin. He does get shut down, but they do find 3 kills for 1 during that during the end of that chase. California Trolls is now feeling a lot more confident up in the top lane, as they have assumed the very common 4 versus 4 and 1 versus 1 format of League of Legends. And he's farming up rather well now, not doing nearly as poorly as his score might assume. Zmexi looking on fire though. He has 4 kills, 10 assists, and a whole lot of CS. This Vayne really has to be stopped here. Oh, California Trolls tries to kite out R0, but just doesn't quite have it in him. Bigfatlp didn't have his Chrono Shift, but R0 using that Endless Rage, Undying Rage to survive rather effectively. Cloud9 and Jessica Young want Z Mexi here. Saying, I see that ass, and it is X-Sexy. Oh, Jessica Young certainly going to find the kill here. Has the Sheen proc, the Trinity Force proc, actually, as well as, really just a light gust of wind would have tipped Vayne over at the end of that culling. And so Jessica Young takes these double buffs back, puts herself in a pretty strong spot. Sia comes over the wall, has to go immediately over since he didn't deal nearly enough damage there. Richie Rich throws down the Tormented Soil, but Void Boss with a good Agony's Embrace continuing on here. The Mikhail's Crucible on Richie Rich. Oh, he flashes in for the Soul Shackle. That's exactly what I talked about. If he doesn't have a Zhonya's, he could go down immediately. Now Cloud9 will fall as well. That's a double kill here for the Llamas. Alpaca's going back in on the offensive, but Blem dealing so much damage to Jessica Young. She doesn't have a chance. Blem finds the kill, does fall to actually the red buff damage from Jessica Young. But this game might have gone in a little bit aggressively, especially since it did lose the double buffs. They went back into the earth to be recycled and regrown into our lovely plants, our lovely trees, and our lovely champion, Sia. Saying Sia as he looks to escape. R0 looking to find the spinning slash over the wall to potentially follow, but Sia will be able to retreat right back here, easily to his base. Ooh, Void Boss has been spotted. California Trolls flashes in for the auto attack, ignite, and blinding dart. Void Boss certainly going to fall here. Boom! There it is. Teemo spamming out that laugh, grabbing his second kill of the game. Although he's a 2-7 Teemo, he's looking pretty formidable. He has the Laundry's Torment for some good burn damage, as well as the Seeker's Arm Guard, which will help him survive against the onslaught of R0 and Vayne later on into the game. Oh, California Trolls! Finding a bomb on his head, not going to have a very solid time there. R0 now looking to push this out with the help of Bigfatlp. Jessica Young, oh, and Sia going in on R0, but he has the Undying Rage. If he were to need it, he doesn't in this case. And so that is a bit of a failed defense. So we did see, oh, the culling. Oh, R0 finally popping his ultimate, but maybe baiting in the enemy team into a pretty rough spot. The Alpacas now going on the offensive. Bigfatlp throws down the Chrono Shift. Sia will escape off the side, but they lose one out of gaining nothing. A really rough dive in onto R0. There are just so many lives here. I would love to see a couple of Guardian Angels as well, since Tryndamere can throw on his Undying Rage. They have the big shields as well from Evelyn. They have Lisa. Like, this is honestly such a difficult Llama team to kill. Ooh, Cloud9 moving in. He wants Blem. He stealths in for the movement speed, but Blem is able to kick him away and ward jump to safety. Sia not finding the kill there. He's had a rough time this game picking up these assassinations. Not going for the Deathfire Grasp route, since it's a pretty difficult one to take in this game. If he moves into Tryndamere, then he's going to be met by an Undying Rage. If he moves into Zilean or anyone near Zilean, then there'll be a Chrono Shift there to keep him from getting the first kill. Which is why I'm seeing the Rabadon's Death Cap instead of the Deathfire Grasp. Since Deathfire Grasp is for a single target, even if he does burst down a target, which then manages to survive, he still has the AP from the Rabadon's, which is stronger than the AP from Deathfire Grasp, which will help him deal consistent damage throughout the fight. Ooh, Sia almost getting caught out there, but always has the distortion to fall back. The Shrooms helping out a little bit. Bigfatlp taking more damage than he would have liked, but Sia having to be so careful. Oh, Bigfatlp having to throw the Chrono Shield himself. Sia making a mistake there, putting down the Sigil of Silence, which allows Bigfatlp to respawn with more health than he had. If you can get someone down to low health, bait out the Chrono Shift, and then leave them there, then they have to back out. But if you kill them, Chrono Shift is going to give enough health to live. Right now, Chrono Shift, the health back scales on ability power. It gives you 850 base health plus 429. That is double his ability power. So 200% AP scaling on health. Meaning that if he gets something like Rabadon's Death Cap, he can bring back almost anyone with basically full HP. Is this the fight we've been waiting to see? I'm not sure it is, as both sides run back. California Trolls having to recall after being the runt of the litter and the brunt of the damage. This is still a very close game. The advantage appears to be clearly with the Llama team. They have the kill lead, the CS lead, and the gold lead. But there's still some strong mid-game that I have yet to see the full potential of. I really want to see a good Soul Shackles from Rich followed up by a lot of assassination damage from Cloud Nguyen and Sia. Jessica Young has had a hard time picking up much in these fights as well. She's been able to deal damage and come out in skirmishes, but once the fights get a little bit bigger, she seems to have a difficult time positioning in there and surviving long enough to compete with the DPS of someone like Zilean. Void Boss abusing that stealth to just run through the map, looking for the pink wards, looking for chances for the team to go in. R0 scanning out that trinket, and California will be the prey. Void Boss found. Kill picked up there for Evelyn. And now really a map open to them. They have Vayne split pushing in the bottom lane, which actually could be rough since Sia is waiting on the other side. Let's see if he can win this 1v1. I'm actually not too sure. He tries to throw it down, but Zilean survives with low health. Sia still going to continue on here. Actually, the stealth back in. And the condemn will force Sia off of this one. Oh, the huge blade through and King. Jessica Young will be enough to force him off, but the Baron going down. I know the B word can sound dirty to some. Blem, no! No! Okay, phew. Blem barely survives. They finally have R0 and Bigfatlp coming from the side, which means this will be a Baron secured for the Llamas. Alpacas definitely looking in dire straits now. They are down about 4,000 gold and a Baron buff, which could be pretty rough. Teemo still going for the Zanya's Hourglass. Had a rough time building up his arsenal. And Kha'Zix's really looking the strongest here of the Alpacas. He has the Ravenous Hydra, picking up a Last Whisper as well, giving him a lot of armor penetration. Zilean winning the 1v1, finally proving that Vayne not only is an AD carry, but is an excellent assassin. Surviving the onslaught of Sia, who, like we said, went for the Rabadons instead of the Deathfire Grasp. Deathfire Grasp might have been able to result in a kill there. Rabadons is definitely more of a team fighting option for LeBlanc. Now with 5 members and a Baron buff, really the opportunities are endless. They can easily secure this dragon for yet more global gold on the team to keep this lead ever in their favor. Oh man, if you look at Void Boss, I didn't realize how many of these kills he's secured. That's 13, 5, and 6 Evelyn, and he is going tanky with it. He has the Randuin's Omen to be able to run in, get a huge shield, and then just stay in the fight, dishing out the Ravages, the hate spikes, the auto attacks, and then slowing everyone down with the Randuins. Now Xmexi did finally meet his maker. Teemo proving to be an ample match for the Vayne, and that will stop the split push in the bottom lane. However, Void Boss looking to go aggressively, not finding Sia there after the distortion over the wall. Blem caught out, has quite a bit of health here. A Giant's Belt keeping him a bit alive, and this is a chaotic team fight. Not a lot of primary engage from these teams, except for Void Boss's Deathfire Embrace. Except for Void Boss's Agony's Embrace. Oh, Bigfatlp has to put the Chrono Shift on, and he's going to respawn in a rough part of town. Richie Rich takes the bomb on the head and says his last prayers. Oh, Sia trying to find Blem there, and he does. Kha'Zix swoops in for the kill. R0 wants to avenge his team, but he's being kited to hell and back. Somebody get this man a t-shirt as the triple kill from Kha'Zix comes out. Void Boss, the next member of the onslaught here. Cloud Nguyen jumps over the wall. Can we see the Quadra? Can we see the Quadra? Void Boss, no. Not going to give it to him. Oh, Cloud Nguyen moving in here. Jessica Young picks up the kill. And this is the return that the Alpacas need. I said that they had a strong mid-game coming and we hadn't seen yet, and this appears to be it. Cloud Nguyen swooping in from the skies. This 14-7 Kha'Zix really wants to carry this out for his team. That's why Kha'Zix is such a strong jungle pickup right now. If you get kills, you get going, you can make up for a 3-9 team on your top lane, or for a LeBlanc who just can't get going with the kills. Taking a look at Richie Rich, we haven't seen too many effective Soul Shackles this game. He has Seeker's Arm Guard. He's going for the Zhonya's Hourglass, but right now, he's just so gold-starved. He has to pick up the pink wards so that they can spot Evelyn's movements around the map, so that they can see Vayne in team fights when she goes into the final hour. And that really limits the 2,100 gold that we need to see Richie Rich pick up. Right now, if we take a look at our total gold, he has 1,000 under his belt, so he still needs 1,100 before he can even think about picking up a Zhonya's. And that is a long way away from a support. He has a gold generation item, which gives him only 4 gold per 10 seconds. He needs to deal damage to enemy champions, which is a pretty rough go once you're out of the laning phase. That's why this item may not be nearly as strong as something like an Ancient Coin, since Ancient Coin really retains its effectiveness later on in the game, since it'll usually be around minions. At least Bigfatlp doesn't even have the time to put the Chrono Shift on his head, as Jessica Young and Sia are able to burst him out rather effectively. Oh, Cloud Nguyen now going in here. Richie Rich flashed in for the Soul Shackles, but he's taking way too much damage, and he goes down before the stun comes. Now Void Boss throwing the random Omen, moving in. Jessica Young falling here. The double kill for Z-Mexi. Cloud Nguyen might be the next target here. He has a Guardian Angel, which will give him a nice respawn in the fight. California Trolls the next target. Z-Mexi taking a lot of damage, wants to move in. I really want to see a pentakill this game, but I'm not sure I will. There's the Zhonya's Hourglass, but the shutdown from Z-Mexi. He falls to the damage over time from Sia, and now Blem, the next target here. Sia just waiting for the distortion. It's up. He jumps over the wall. Can he find... Oh, there's a double leap, and the Sigil of Silence grabbing the full ace for the Alpacas. That's 2 team fights in a row that they have very, very clearly won. They can put a bit of damage onto the turret. Just a little tickle. Oh, Silent Watcher. What say you? And Sia, ooh, just going to wait here in the bush. He wants someone to come out, but that's no grass. That is a fully stacked LeBlanc, who finally decides to recall. Ooh, the pro strat's actually going to lead Sia back into the mid lane. Bigfatlp has his Chrono Shift, so there's no chance of him dying here, unless he makes a mistake like last time. Ooh, Void Boss moves in. Sia takes a lot of damage, but does distort out. California Trolls, the next target here, falling to R0. Stun from Soul Shackles not connecting, and that is about 4 or 5 Soul Shackles in a row that Richie Rich hasn't been able to find a single stun out of. R0 forced to pop the ultimate after the onslaught of damage from LeBlanc. And health bars are looking low. Agony's embrace from Void Boss. The random Omen not catching anyone there, but Jessica Young in a rough spot, looking to kite out Blem, but just doesn't quite. Oh no! The perfect Dark Binding. Not going to be enough since that Sonic Wave did connect. Now Richie Rich most likely not going to escape yet another Sonic Wave Resonating Strike combo, resulting in a double kill for Blem. Cloud Nguyen moving in, finds a kill on Bigfatlp, but has to go back to his base to defend against the 4 members of the Llamas who are banging down on the Alpaca's front door. And police, open up! We have a warrant for your destruction! Haha! Taking out this inhibitor is actually going to be a feat. Void Boss moves back in after a good condemn on California Trolls. Zhonya's at a perfect time. He turns around. He gets 1 kill. Can he get a second one on the Blem? But the laundry's damage isn't going to be enough. And that is yet another ace, which means Blem, Void Boss, and Z-Mexi can at least remove this first Nexus turret. Now, Richie Rich is up. He's purchased his home guards as well. And Blem's going to fall there to the culling. Jessica Young getting some sweet, sweet retribution. However, they lost 2 Nexus turrets, which means that is a very wide open Nexus. I would love to see a backdoor situation here just so I can scream my lungs off, waking my roommates up and showing them why they should be happy. I'm leaving in a couple of days. Oh, Void Boss. No, no, he gets back in time. Jessica Young not able to pick up the kill. That was devastatingly close. This is a close game. We just saw a couple aces in a row from the Alpacas, but then after just one well-played team fight, the Llamas bring it back, push all the way down to 2 Nexus turrets, and look to be in a strong spot. Sia knows how close this game is, which is why he's picked up the Elixir of Brilliance. That'll give him a good boost in cooldown reduction and ability power. It limits his speed at getting his full game build, but at this point, he's not expecting to get to a full game before the game ends. It's really got to be the next team fight that decides it. Any team fight that the Llamas win will mean more map presence. And a fight that our Alpacas just kind of win will be just prolonging the inevitable. But if they can get an ace, they might be able to turn away the game. Now there's the engage. Void Boss goes in but takes so much damage. He is going to get the Chrono Shift on his head. Oh, Cloud2Win comes in, finds a kill on the Bigfatlp. Blim disconnects in the middle of the fight, which means R0 is left alone behind enemy lines. He does pick up a kill and then decide to move in on the Jessica Young, but Jessica Young finds him before it's too late. Richie Rich able to land the snares, keep his team alive. Sia now moves in here, but ZMXC has the Guardian Angel, and that's now 2 GAs complete for our blue team. Or no, sorry, it's just a single one. I'm really good at counting, guys. Only Vayne with the Guardian Angel, but that means a lot of lives. Oh, ZMXC picking up the dragon in the bottom river. Going to further cement their gold lead, which at this point doesn't matter that much. It will help our teammates get up to their late game builds since they haven't reached them yet. There's 73,000 gold on the team, which is a good amount. That's why we're seeing a couple of Infinity Edges, the Lich Bane out of our Zilean in the mid, and just some high damage and survivability items. But the initiation from Void Boss, the survivability of R0, the connection issues from Blem, these are all slightly more important things in the fights than the items themselves. Richie Rich finally picking up the Zanya's Hourglass, may be able to get that Soul Shackles he's been looking for pretty much the entire game. I know Morgana's support is Flavor of the Month, but there are definitely weaknesses, and one of them is that Morgana has very poor survivability. Black Shield is excellent to stop some crowd control, keep off maybe a little bit of magic damage, but really it's used for the status effects. Morgana herself has no way to block auto attack damage or any physical damage, has no heal or real shield, and we can see right there taking massive damage. Now Cloud2Win is able to secure the Baron, but at what cost? Void Boss moving in, dealing a lot of damage to Jessica Young. Cloud2Win forced to jump over the wall, and Richie Rich falling before he can pop either the Soul Shackles or the Zanyas. ZMXC falls low, but still has the Guardian Angel, condemns Cloud2Win into the wall, which will result in the Guardian Angel pop. Sia will turn around, picking up the same for himself. Oh, ZMXC might want to trade in here against Jessica Young. Jessica Young flashes into the bush to get vision, and he's going to be able to find it. Jessica Young with an excellent Ardent Blaze picks it up, but wait a minute! Trendemir, no! Trendemir's on the turret! He's on the Nexus! Trendemir's taking the game! He's gone straight through past everyone, backdooring, and I said how much I would love to see a backdoor in this situation, and there it is. After what could be considered a team fight win from the Alpacas, R0 taking it straight to the bank. Oh man, picking up the game there. 38 minutes, 21 seconds. Congratulations to our blue team, to Blem, R0, Bigfatlp, Void Boss, and XMaxi, and my condolences, but my absolute gratitude for participating in yet another Disciples Quest to become the very best shotcaster ever. See ya, Jessica Young, Richie Rich, Cloud2Win, and California Trolls. This has been an exciting game. I hope to see you all tomorrow.